No matter what the statistics you look at, domestic violence is a universal scourge tearing into the fabric of communities and threatening the lives and happiness of many. On this show, we have taken the obligation to raise awareness in an effort to topple this matter. Remember, this is a place of peace and healing through talk. My name is Maria Chike Benjamin, and I am your host. Our guest on the show today is a young lady here to share her survival story. Without further ado, help me welcome Mercy Jimmy. How are you doing today?
I'm fine.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, Mercy.
Pleasure is mine.
So before we dive into your story properly regarding your whole challenges before you met your husband, can you share with us your life history, educational background, family history, right before you were married?
I'm Mercy Jimmy. We are 7 in number. I'm the second to the last. I was a student in UNU. I met my husband when I was in my year 2. Although, let me not say husband, because we were not officially married when I was in year 2. Although the incident started from my year 3 to year 4 when I found out I was pregnant, and then while in school, you know, guys, he has been asking me out for like 1 year. I just proved stubborn, but I decided to give him a trial. Let me see. I never knew I was going to a wrong hand.
What were you studying at university?
Education biology.
How old were you when in your second year before you met him?
I was 29.
Was it love at first sight?
Do I know? But I know he has been asking me out. I said, okay. If the guy has endured upon all my attitude, I don't want all that, and he still
kept coming.
So I don't have any choice. Let me just give him a trial. Although that first year, the love was
real.
Yes. We were moving on well. It got to a point, I later realized he was a womanizer.
Okay.
I cautioned him. I talked to him. I told him, first, how this our relationship, where is it leading to? Because what I told God was, if I want to get into any relationship, God, let it lead into marriage. And he said, yes, that is what he wants. 1,000 times I've gone visiting on a way without telling him, meeting ladies, and then me asking him the beatings and everything.
The beating?
Yes.
He was beating you?
Yes, while we were dating. I met the mom, and then she told me he would change. Maybe it's anger, prayer. I said, okay, let me pray.
What used to trigger the beatings? How would he just stay and beat you? What would trigger it?
Whenever I tell him he should tell me what's the difference between I and the ladies, if I don't give him what they give. I even told him, even me coming to your place, doing the necessary thing, cooking, clean up, and then once I leave your house, even if I'm going back to my base, because he stays at IK while I was at Uyo, before you know, he would like flare up. Why would I question him? He has a right to do what he is free. It's his life, all that. So before I know, I'll receive a slap. 1,000 times I've tried to like run out, either go to his uncle's place or his grandma's place, but he would still walk into the houses, drag me out, use blunt knife, and beat me.
Was this while still at university or now you're married?
University.
Okay.
I reported it to his mom. I have never for once reported him to my family. Why? Because I loved him. I was thinking he was going to change. Yes, pray, 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 he will change. When I took him, I never knew because I was still menstruating.
Okay.
It was when the pregnancy got to a stage, I came, that was after my mom's burial. I came to Calabar to
So
visit.
did your mom ever meet him?
No. It was that process he was planning to that we lost my mom. So he said, okay, after the burial, he will come and see my people. As at that time, I didn't even know I was pregnant. It was when I came to the house to see my people, and then my aunt was like, Mercy, you are too chubby. This fat, this school stuff, I don't. I said, Auntie, it's the Lord's doing. And I came to tell people that I may bring somebody to the house, so people should just help me and pray. She said, no, before then, we need to carry out a test. And when we did the test, that was when I got to find out that I was pregnant. I told my aunt, okay, let me go back and tell the guy. I told him, he said, okay, no problem, that he will meet my people. He came, pleaded. When once the child is born, he's coming to finalize everything. I went back before the strike started in my final year. That was 2019 strike.
2018?
Yes, strike. I was supposed to graduate 2019. When I went back, I went to my place. And then I called him in the night to tell him I'm back. But I can't come over because I'm so tired. And I need to rush to my cousin's place to pick what I sent. He said, okay. But the way he responded, he was rushing so that I can end the call. The following day, I went to the house. The surprise I wanted to give him, I got it by seeing a lady in the house with his clothes. I smiled and then sat outside. He came out and saw me. I don't even know what he told the lady. When the lady came out, the way she was just looking at me, I was busy sitting down there pressing my phone. She left. He started dragging me. I said, okay, don't push because of my condition. Please don't push me. I got him. He said, will you eat? I told him no, that I don't feel like eating. He said, is it because you came to my house and you saw the lady? He was just talking. I told him I want to go. Remember, I told you I'll be going to my cousin's place to get some things. He said I wasn't going anywhere. He locked the door. I sat. I told him, please. I was begging, please. That time is going and she's going out.
Roughly how many months pregnant were you at this point?
I think the pregnancy was up to 7.
Wow. Okay.
He said, okay. He opened the door and told me I should go. I stepped out. While going, I never knew he was following me. With the pregnancy, he dealt with me as in, the beatings that one was over. I couldn't stand. The baby twisted and then got stuck. I couldn't move.
This was in public?
Yes. I even pleaded with him, please just help me up. He said, even if I want to die, I should die. He doesn't care. Turned my back, seized my phones. He went with my phone, my SIM card. I was still squeezed on the floor where he kept me, not until a lady was passing.
Sorry.
I asked the lady to help me. As a matured woman, she knows. Before then, the lady carried me up, and then she was beating so that if the baby can.
Yeah.
I told her that I can't even move. It took me 1 hour before the baby returned. Because of the strike, I went to Port to meet my sister.
Port Harcourt?
Yes. I didn't even tell her what I was going through. Why? Because I loved that guy. I was thinking he was going to change. From Port, I went back to Cross River. My elder sister told me I wasn't going back. That is better, the way...
Did you do any checkup where you were before you went to Port Harcourt to see a scan?
When we found out that I was pregnant, that was when I started registering for the antenatal. When I came to Cross River, my elder sister told me that there is how my body is. I should stay here, and then called him, he should come over. When he came, my sister told him he would love me to stay yeah, as I stay at Cross River State and put to bed. Since school is on strike, he said, okay. Then that after
Did he apologize for anything?
If he does like that, after like how many days, he will start begging.
So he was begging you at this point?
He was.
What did you say to him?
I forgave him, thinking he was going to change. Even when he crossed River State, I put to bed. The night I gave birth, his phone was off.
He wasn't.
Maybe he was somewhere with a woman. I think so, which I am sure. He came for the naming of the child with his mom.
That was the first time he saw the baby?
Yes.
From birth to naming.
Yes.
How many months was that for?
The normal 1 week.
Okay.
It was after I put to bed. After like 2 days, he called my younger sister. And then she now told him that I put to bed. And then they've been trying to reach him. He said his phone was bad, giving excuses and all that. The only person I told was my younger sister. But I pleaded with her not to allow our seniors to know about it. Because of that pregnancy, our second son kept malice with me for 1 full year. Why? He said he sent me to school and not to get pregnant. It took God's grace to make peace with him after the child was born. Even the night of the naming, my sister told him, you will sleep in the house after the rooms are much. But you will not sleep in my sister's room. Rather, let your mom sleep in my sister's room.
He came with his mother?
Yes. He said, okay.
Did you ever talk to his mother about his behavior?
How many times? She has even seen it.
What did she say to you?
He will change.
Did you ever sustain any injuries from his beatings and stuff?
My back. Because of that, I can't, as in that period, I can't wear any open clothes because there's no how I'll wear it without my people knowing. That night of the naming, I left my room to go and check in the parlor. I was hearing some voice like somebody was on call. I just smiled. I knew he was the one. Immediately he saw me. He ended the call. I smiled. Before I know, strange numbers will be calling me, telling me to stay away from their boyfriend, as in abusing me, calling me all names and then everything. If I called and then talked to him, he said it's one of his friends that mistakenly gave my number out. He would be giving me excuses upon excuses. But I was fed up when the child was 1 year.
As a young woman in the media industry, people are always curious about my life. They have questions about me. Who really is Fly Girl? Is she Nigerian? Is she single or married? Did she really have several careers home and abroad? I really don't mind them asking questions. I mean, how could you not? The sad thing is, to get news about me from unreliable sources, they do not care to verify from brands with a proven record of saying the truth. Well, let me tell you one truth about myself. When it comes to my money, I use a bank that makes me feel safe and makes life fast and easy for me. My name is Maria Chika Benjamin, and I trust the bank I use. Do you? Bank with the fast and reliable. Bank with Raven.
Are you tired of the same old routine? Do you want to wake up to stunning views every morning? Then, welcome to your dream home. Zenko Properties is changing the narrative of real estate in Africa and the world at large. Come and experience what luxury living is all about. Contact us today to schedule a private tour. Our agents will be super excited to walk you through the home buying process. You can call us on 0803 400 3173 or 0705 250 6559. Also check out our amazing work at www.zenkoproperties.com. Kindly follow us on all our social media platforms. Zenko Properties, making your dream home reality.
Mercy, you were trying to say?
I was fed up when the child was 1 year. Even when they called up the strike, I wasn't unable to go back to school because the person that was sponsoring my school fee stopped, which was my elder brother that stopped talking to me. He came back and pleaded that he has changed. I saw some changes. I said, okay, fine.
Where was your baby at this point?
He was with me.
And you guys were now living together?
No.
And you were still not legally married?
Yes. When the baby was 1 year plus, I told him we have to register the child. He said he has heard. But he never made any move. He was working. I met a teacher. And then the guy took me to the school my son is schooling right now. God so blessed, the proprietress was my nursery school childhood friend, sister. I told her for now I don't have cash, but I want my child to start school. They did the interview. Before then, I started teaching him small things like, show me your head. The little thing that if you go to school, they'll ask. So when they carry out the interview, they were like, as if I knew, they asked him, show me your eye, show me your nose, things like that. And he responded. So she was like, this is my son. Oh. He's not going to follow you. That day, he started schooling. Nice. I didn't tell him because I felt maybe if I tell him, he wasn't going to give. He never knew the boy had started school. I so much thank God for the family I have. They stood by me.
Did your brother later on forgive you?
Yes. I started asking to, please come and do the needful. Since he told my people when once the child is born, he's coming. And it was like I was forcing him to come and marry me and then take me out. I stopped. Each time he comes visiting, I am nothing. I don't have access to his phone, but he have 100% access to my phone. There are times he will go with my phone. For 2 weeks, I'll sit like that. Why? Because of love. I later realized that I gave 98% of that love and he was giving me just 2. Maybe he got what he wanted. That was why he waited for that 1 year, even with my attitude.
What did he want? What do you think he wanted?
Maybe it was my body and he succeeded. Maybe he thought I was using the child to force him to marry me. When the baby was 2 years, I brought the issue up again. That was when he told me if he wants to settle down, that he's going to settle down with me.
Wow. That
I don't know how many young ladies out there are lining up to get married to him, even to date him. I told him, if you never had them, you couldn't have opened your mouth to say that. In fact, that he wants to marry a saving nurse, a lady who has gone for service and who is a nurse. And as for the child, I shouldn't call him to ask for anything. What did I do? Just please come and pay the necessary thing.
Are you guys still in contact?
No.
Okay.
But I told him one thing, that I will survive. And my child will live. He will eat, but I won't go into prostitution or to beg for that boy to live.
When from the birth of the child and he came for the naming ceremony a week later and you guys tried to resolve stuff within, how long has he seen his child? Has he...
He has been coming.
Okay.
For the child.
Okay.
Because even if he comes, we will not sit to discuss as people who are planning future together.
Was it just his nonchalant behavior? Or was the abuse still very much constant?
Even that, he stopped beating me. But once he has done that in my own family house.
You guys were living in your family home?
Each time he comes visiting, my sister will tell him, don't stay in an hotel. The rooms are much. Stay anyhow you want to, at least that bond
with your child.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was broken. As in, I was tattered. This was a guy I gave my love to. Not until I met the gender-based people and then I poured out my mind. they helped me.
What are you doing now, work-wise?
I went into baking, and that's what I do to pay my son's fee. That's what I do to clothe my son. That's what I'm doing to feed my son. And by God's grace, I'll do that till I finish my education.
In today's society, staying in control of your money is everything. You need a bank that allows you to send money and pay bills quick and easy. You need a bank that makes local and international payments a breeze. You need a bank that supports your business. You need a bank that helps you build your wealth. You need a bank that gives you the freedom to be you. You need the People's Bank of Africa. Raven Bank.
Are you tired of the same old routine? Do you want to wake up to stunning views every morning? Then, welcome to your dream home. Zenko Properties is changing the narrative of real estate in Africa and the world at large. Come and experience what luxury living is all about. Contact us today to schedule a private tour. Our agents will be super excited to walk you through the home buying process. You can call us on 0803 400 3173 or 0705 250 6559. Also check out our amazing work at www.zenkoproperties.com. Kindly follow us on all our social media platforms. Zenko Properties, making your dream home reality.
Messi, thank you so much. But before we go, do you have any sort of an advice through your experience for similar ladies or men that actually might be going through something like this that you've been through?
I don't have much to say. I just want to tell the young ladies out there, if you want to love a guy, let your love should not be bigger than his. Because I later found out mine was too much. I've learned a lot in life. I had to say to myself, anything relationship from now, please stay aside. My son comes first.
Have you forgiven him inside of you? Have you forgiven?
I did. The only thing is, God, who do not sleep, will continue to watch over I and my son.
Course,
I told him,
always.
you will see him, but on television. If it is God's will and God's wish, I should marry. I don't have any problem, but I have to take care of my child.
Unfortunately, Messi, we do have to wrap up today's episode, but we thank you so much for sharing your stories and inspiring a lot of young ladies, be it young, be it older out there, who have been listening. We do hope that they can learn from your experience. But just right before we go, we had a special guest who has been backstage listening to your story. He's a great guy. He's a very funny person. Ladies and gentlemen, may we please welcome Mr. Freaky, Mr. Macaroni. Mr. Macaroni, it's a huge, huge pleasure to have you on our show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Messi, right? Your story is indeed a very touching one. When you were sharing your story, it took me back to one of the contents I made on Boxing Day, titled Boxing Day. I called it Boxing Day because it's a story on DV, right? And there was this guy who was always beating his girlfriend, not even his wife. What I always say is, you know, when things like this happen, it's always very easy for the person, the other guy, to move on.
Yeah.
You know, the other person, be the
abuser.
Yeah, the abuser, to move on, you know. So, and I always say that if anyone touches you, if they as far as inflict any kind of pain on you, It simply means that they do not love you as much as they claim to do, because you cannot say that you love someone and you're making them sad. So you're not just making them sad. It's not just heartbreaks. It's not just cheating. It's not just, well, all of these things are not just anyways, but it's not all of that. You're causing physical harm and damage to this person, and then you say you love them. So your story is a very touching one. I want to thank you for your courage to have shared this story with all of us, because I think a lot of people have learned one or two things, and you know, it's tough. We cannot even pretend that we understand what it is that you've been through, or you know, or we feel your pain. No, we can only sympathize with you. And you know, I want to believe that what you have done here today is going to give a lot of victims out there strength and courage, and know that. And I think with your story, it will propel a lot of people out there to do better for themselves.
Unfortunately, we have come to the end of the show, but before we go, a huge thank you to you, Mercy. You have been the show for today. Thank you for sharing your story and inspiring a lot of people out there, the viewers who have been watching, who might be going through similar situations like you have been. We do hope and pray that all goes well with you and your son, and he'll forever be your blessing, and keep being strong for him, because he's watching every single thing you do and he's learning from you. So thank you so much. And our special guest, Mr. Macaroni, a special thank you to you. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
I want to use this opportunity to thank Mr. Williams Arikbo, thank the coalition team and my family for the help they've given to me, and then thank you, sir, for coming. Thank you.
We have finally come to the end of today's episode. A huge thank you to our viewers for staying the course with us, and a special thank you to Hisense Global for connecting us with Mercy. If you or anyone you know is suffering from similar situations, please contact agencies like Hisense Global for help. As we go, I leave you with these parting words. There is one universal truth applicable to all countries, cultures, and communities. Violence against women is never acceptable, never excusable, never tolerable. Speak up against it, always. Until next time, I remain your host on Healing with Maria.